Today I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is I'm now the proud new owner of this snowblower, which my father-in-law picked up yesterday for me for $75, and I desperately needed this because I have a driveway that looks like this and I live in Pennsylvania. You know, for $75, if I get a couple years out of this, I'd be very happy about that. So I guess that takes us to the bad news, and the bad news is that I do not have a place to put this thing, and that is because I'm a bit of a hoarder. Take a look at my shed. This is not something I'm proud of, but my shed is just completely filled with all kinds of stuff. And it's not that I have too much stuff, which you may disagree with. It's just that it's very disorganized. I just have stuff everywhere. It just became very easy just to throw things inside here. And I just can't live like this anymore. So the plan for today is going to be to take everything out of the shed, clean the shed out, put everything back into the shed in a much orderly manner, and then hopefully have a little bit more space out here and have a little bit clearer way of thinking. Here comes my helper. Yeah, Roxy Bear. So needless to say, I'm a little overwhelmed right now, but I think we're gonna get through this, and I'm gonna bring you along with me on this journey. So join in for Greg's World Great Hoard Spectacular of 2016. This little trailer that I have here is my biggest space taker, and the reason that this is out here is because we bought those bikes and there's no room in the garage, so I got to figure out something for this. As you can see, I just kind of put it in here, and it's actually resting on my chicken food, which is probably not very good. Believe it or not, there's actually a floor in here. I want to show you something else here. This is from my childhood. So I had this tote here. Something I've been holding on to that I should probably just get rid of, but anybody remember creepy crawlers? Easy bake oven for boys, and you make little bugs and stuff, heating them up. It's like this wax, plastic goop, kind of cool. This takes me back to my childhood, and I just can't seem to get rid of this. And that same thing applies to this, even though it's beat up like crazy. Lite-Brite. Anybody remember that from back in the late 80s, early 90s? That was when I was loving this kind of stuff, and I just can't get rid of it. So that's what happens when you hoard. But either way, this has to get moved out. Also, I think I picked a pretty bad day to do this. It's freaking hot out here. I'm starting to perspire just a little tidbit. What you see behind me is Mellow Cat's setup. She's got her water, her food, litter box, which I'm thinking about getting rid of. I've had this thing out here for a year since we've been here, and she's never once used it the entire time. Even in the winter time, she's never used it. So I really can't sacrifice the floor space, so I think that's gonna go. This is where she sleeps. That's Roxy's old bed. That's gonna stay. And then over here, it's just cat litter supplies and stuff, which, again, if you don't have a litter box, you don't need this. My only concern about getting rid of the litter box is, say we have a really bad snowstorm and Mello happens to be in here the whole time. Is she gonna wanna go outside and do her business out there, or is she gonna do it in here? Which is the only reason I've kind of kept that as an insurance policy. So I kind of have to make a decision here on whether it's worth keeping in here just for that reason. This table behind me scares me quite a bit. So we're gonna do this side first. We're gonna go through the workbench and get rid of all this stuff that's up on top of here. I gotta share this one with you. The biggest tote in my entire shed, all dedicated to Rock Band for the PlayStation 3. I tried selling this yard sale, it didn't go. I decided not to just throw it away because I thought maybe Clark and I would play this someday, but it just takes up so much space. This is gonna be a tough decision on this one too. I'm just gonna leave this air conditioner in the corner here since it's already covered and it's in a good spot. Over here I have all the accessories for the lawnmower, which my dad has a plow. He's got like this bagger on the back and all kinds of stuff under there. There's a spreader back there. I'm just gonna leave that all as it is because I have it all tucked away nicely under there, and it's stuff that I'll probably never really get into, but worth having. Beside that is Roxy's old dog cage, which I'm just gonna leave right there. And then this is an old toolbox that my dad had, and I haven't really even gone through much of it. In fact, I don't even think I can open it up from here. The downside about saving all that stuff is just how much room it takes. That's valuable space under that workbench, and it's completely filled right now before I even get started. But this side of the shed is clear. Now we just got to go over here to this nightmare zone. This little mess behind me is what you would call a catch-all. This is where everything kind of just ends up when it came in here. Initially, that's where it was. And then it started taking over the rest of the shed. But this stuff is coming out, and a lot of this is not coming back. Jesus, that scared me. We've got ourselves a little family back here, boys. Oh, shoot. Little babies. Take them with you. Hey, come on. Leave them be. You might think it's ridiculous not killing those mice, but the way that I see it is they were put in this world just like I was, and they're just trying to get by just like I am, so I have to feel some compassion for them. Of course, now the mice are making noise, and somebody's very interested in it. Well, we gotta keep moving here, so let's go at it. Goodbye, mice nest. I'm gonna sweep this side out, and then the only thing left over here that I haven't moved out are these tools. And what I'm gonna do with these tools is once this side's clean, I'm gonna line these up sort of just like how the shovel is. I'm gonna have it up against the wall using this space inside these beams to kind of use unused space. Sweep over here. We're ready to put stuff back in here. Just finished cleaning. Now for the fun part, I get to figure out how everything that's out here is going to go back in here. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Look who came to visit. Take your tomato. Thank you for picking that.
Hi.
That's a nice Roma. No, that's where the kitty sleeps. Tell you what, this isn't the best place for little dudes. Why don't you go out? Hey, go outside. Go outside. Get out of here. Get boom. Finally, the moment of truth. Time to put the snowblower in its final resting spot, at least until winter hits. If you're wondering why a guy needs two push mowers, it's because this red one is mine, that one was my dad's, and I like to have a backup because you never know when these things are going to go bad. So instead of running out and buying a new one, I have one just sitting there waiting for me. Quick break time, smoothie made by my lovely wife, and iced tea also from my wife. This is a berry flavor that I made, and it's delicious, so I can just like... I'm sweating like nobody's business.
Putting all kinds of rocks in your water.
He's been known to do that. I love when I go to water my plants and I have to shake like 30 rocks out of the can. This one was a hard decision for me, but I decided that I'm going to hold on to Rock Band at least until the air conditioners are back down here, and then I can decide if I want to keep it or not. And my nostalgia won out on the Creepy Crawlers and Light Bright. I'm going to hold on to that too. Well, I'm sweating like crazy, my clothes are disgusting, but I'm also done with the shed, and I want to give you the grand reveal. Here is my finished shed. Just take a moment to appreciate how nice this is. I know it looks similar to how it did before until you look down here. Look at that floor space that I now have. That is fantastic. And when you walk in here, it's nice because everything works. If I want to grab my mower, it's right there. The chicken food inside here, very easy to access. Extra chicken food, my gasoline for my mowers, the air compressor, which I use quite often. This stuff not used so much. I put the rakes up here because they're space takers, but all of the other tools are in the back there. My wheelbarrow, which I use often, is right there. The snowblower, which didn't even have a spot in here before, now has all this space, and all I have to do to get it out is move that mower a little bit, and the snowblower's out of here. Mello's setup is now in the corner over here, which works well. Her travel container is under there. Here is her litter box, which I decided to keep because I had so much extra space. I thought, why not just leave it in here? Food and water right here so I can easily access that when I need to feed her. And then this is kind of the catch-all still, but stuff that I will plan to use. This is the sports stuff. This is gardening stuff. That's my weed killing extra pots, and my water jug is there. Ladders in the corner over here. This thing I use all the time for taking the trash out. Got the little step stool. Everything is right where it needs to be, and I'm very pleased with it out here. If you're wondering what I got rid of, here is everything that's not coming back in. This is just extra crap that wasn't really needed, that kind of just was there. And I'm happy to get rid of it because that freed up the extra space that I needed. And it's perfect timing to be done because my neighbor just started mowing, so things are gonna get a little noisy out here. And it's just so satisfying to know that this is something that's taken care of and I don't have to worry about it anymore. I got extra space and it just feels better to not have that clutter. So thank you for watching this video, whatever it did turn into, and I will see you in the next one.